Hello, this is Cafe Chats with Nick, and I'm here today with several of Premier Center for the Arts music instructors. We're going to talk about a couple of things at PCA and talk about themselves and let them introduce themselves and what they do here at Premier Center for the Arts. So I'm going to start with Cody. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what you do here at PCA.
My name is Cody Munzert. I am one of the music teachers here at PCA. I teach a couple different instruments, and I'm also a musical director.
Okay. And Ed?
I'm Ed Ryan, and I teach guitar, bass, drums, piano, composition, theory, and I'm a music director, and I've said way too much.
So everything. Okay, Tom?
I'm Tom O'Connor. I teach electric and acoustic guitar, bass guitar, banjo, and I also teach the cartoon class during the summer.
That's all right. Okay. How long have you been performing? Each of you, have you been performing in shows or just in general? Cody?
I've probably been performing since I was like 7 years old, besides playing Baby Jesus in church when I was 1.
Was that your first performance?
I guess that would be considered my first.
Okay, awesome. And Ed?
Well, church choir first, but then since I was about 10.
10? Okay. Tom?
My first public performance was with my father. I was 7 years old.
Okay, awesome. And what are some of your favorite past experiences? We'll start with Cody first, and we'll start with Tom over here now. Tom, what was one of your favorite past experiences?
Of performing?
Yeah, performing.
One of the highlights was I was able to go into a studio about 10 years ago and record a CD of original music.
Awesome. And how many songs did you record?
13.
13. Awesome. Ed?
Playing in New York with my band The Rudies at CBGB's and Central Park and
Wow.
Irving Plaza, a whole lot of different places.
Awesome. Okay. Cody?
Mine would definitely get to be playing the Montreal Jazz Festival last summer with a Swiss artist.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask you that question. So we'll start with you. Cody performed in the 2011 Montreux Jazz Festival with an artist, Milo the Girl. She's from Sweden, is that right?
Switzerland, I'm
sorry. She's from Switzerland. So how was that experience? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was pretty phenomenal. It was the first time leaving the country besides Mexico, so I guess first time leaving the continent, going to Europe and playing in front of thousands of people with people who didn't speak English.
Right.
So very difficult to put the music together, but also very inspiring because I never really took for granted my skills and how music could be communicated between different people. Although we didn't speak the same language, we could still communicate to each other through how we played and stuff like that. So it was very cool.
So would you say that's one of the biggest differences as far as performing here and there is the...
That was one of besides it was also the biggest crowd I've ever played, so very nerve-wracking before I went on. But
and what did you, drums or piano?
Piano. It was
piano.
Keyboards.
Keyboard, okay, awesome. Ed, let's go back to New York. You were strongly involved in the rock scene there, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you were saying you were part of the band. What was the name of the band?
Oh, well, I was in one band called The Rudies.
Okay.
That was part of the whole CBGB scene. Then I was in a band after that was managed by the owner of CBGB's, and we put out records on the CBGB label, and then indie stuff as a solo artist, and I came down here.
Okay. And for some people who don't know what CBGB's is, what exactly is
that? Was the original home of punk rock. That's where, let's see, the Ramones and Blondie and Talking Heads and all those bands were the local bands. I put on the bill with several of those bands.
Awesome. And how long was your band together? How long was that band together you were at?
Probably about 5 years.
5 years. Okay, awesome. Tom,
Yes.
One of the questions is it true that you marched in the Philadelphia Mummers Parade? Is that true? A little birdie told me that, so I wanted to ask you that.
Really?
I think that's an interesting fact, and I think it would be pretty cool.
What Philadelphia boy playing banjo doesn't march up Broad Street?
Right, is that true? Right. Awesome. How long did you do that for?
Not long.
Not long, okay.
Not long.
And what was that experience like? Because it seems like a big party on TV, but is it
Cold.
Cold.
Okay. Very cold.
Okay. And
And it's hard to keep the instruments in tune.
Right.
Also, especially.
That's true. And then besides that, you also started here a thing called Cafe O'Connor. And what exactly? Let's tell the viewers what exactly Cafe O'Connor was.
And when it started again too.
Yeah.
It was an hour of acoustic music in our cafe. and it was open stage for any faculty or any students that wanted to come and perform. It was a weekly thing, and we actually developed a little following here.
That's awesome, yeah. And then that is obviously where the live cafe at PCA kind of came from, was the Cafe O'Connor. You pretty much started all that. And the live cafe is now, our live cafe jams are, several shows that we do. What do we do, like 5 or 6
We do
a
6
year?
a
So
year.
you guys do 5, and you
Six.
guys are all directors on that show, right? On the shows. Coming up is the Country Jam. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What we expect from that? The Country Jam.
We're mixing old school country like Johnny Cash and Patsy Cline
Mhm.
with the newer artists like Jason Aldean and Brad Paisley and Taylor Swift, etc.
Okay, awesome. So there'll be a little bit of everything in
Yes.
that, and that is February 24th and 25th.
Yes.
At 8 p.m. So definitely check that out. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on Cafe Chats with Nick. And thank you guys for viewing, and have a great day. Bye.